as a bit of an excuse, kind of saying, well, I'm injured, so, I'm going to take some time off, etc. So it's all in the mind, all right? And I believe a lot of things, guys, are in the mind. Guys, I'm going to, this week, I have already scheduled in, I'm going to get some marketing done for it, for us to have a meeting with, like a Zoom meeting. I said this week, because I have told him that I wanted to do it this week. I'm guessing it's maybe on like a Thursday evening or a Friday evening. If they're a very busy person, it's for us to do a session on cryptocurrencies and investing in alternative coins, meme coins, etc. What you should look for. Guys, do you want to hear a story? I'm going to tell you a story, okay? I'm going to tell you a story which is interesting, all right? It's probably going to make sure you're at the session when we do it. I'm aiming for this week, Thursday or Friday, to do the event. So like an event, we'll do it online and try and get as many people in it as possible. And the story is going to be from the Guru, somebody I call the Guru. They're a crypto specialist, especially in the altcoins space, okay? Now, I'm telling you this because I'm saying to you guys, we can still use our understanding of the markets, as well as some other things. This is within investment space to be able to take advantage. Now, look, guys, I invested on Friday last week into a coin called Book of Memes, all right? Called Book of Memes, all right? All right, now, the issue is, I want to explain this to you, yeah? Because I don't know if it's the right one. So these meme coins are extremely speculative. Extremely, extremely speculative. I'm letting you know from the start. So even when you hear him speak to you, he's going to say the exact same things, all right? These are speculative investments that you can do a level of due diligence, but he even says this market this time round has changed from previous time round when he made majority of his money, okay? So I'm trying to find the actual Book of Memes chart, but I'm going to talk it through to you whilst I look for it. So I invested in Book of Memes on Friday, and it was approximately $70. Okay, because when you invest in this particular pool that I'm investing in, it's in Solana. You have to invest in Solana, okay, from the Solana network. Now, this will all be explained to you in the session, but I'm giving you a little taster if in the meantime you want to do some research, etc. All right. So in that space, I think it might be this one. I'm not sure. I should have really put it in my watch list. All right. In that space, I invested on Friday, and normally you have to invest. I was investing for a platform called Phantom Wallet, and the Phantom Wallet is notoriously very, very slow. It's a little bit slow when you're using it, a little bit slow, a little bit glitchy. You press the button and nothing doesn't happen, okay? And I was, looking for a solution to this. So I was doing extensive research, looking for a solution, and I spoke to the Guru, and we spoke about you can actually invest in meme coins through Telegram. All right, sounds a bit mad. But through Telegram, there is a bot that allows you to link your wallet to it, and you can actually execute trades through Telegram, okay? And so I started using it. It's a bot called BonkBot, all right, that I was using. I was using a bot called BonkBot. So in the meantime, I'm trying to find this Book of Memes because there's so many copycats now, and I never put it in my watch list. In fact, I could find it by the contract address. All right, so basically, so I started using this bot. There is a punchline. So this hang with me. I started using this bot, Book of Memes, yeah, and I invested in Book of Memes. I did my research on it. There's a couple of things you have to do on it, and it looked good. All right, and I invested on Friday morning, I think it was Friday morning, put in my $70. And now I was early, guys. In the morning, 6:30. I send you guys out a message, and because I wasn't waking up for gym, I was a little bit lazy, so it was about 6:30, and I still wasn't fully up. So I invested about $70 using this new bot because I wanted to test it, test how I can get in, test how I can get out. That was the main thing I wanted to do, is test how I could get in, test how I could get out. All right, so when I did that, I got in, and about 15 minutes later, I thought that my $100 had gone to $5,800, okay? And I know that these coins, especially early on, they can pump and then dump. You've heard about pump and dumps, all right? So I was in quite early. I was, the stars aligned and I was able to get in there quite early, all right? And I was like, yeah, well, look, boom, I'm at $5,000 and I only invested $70. So I was also wanting to test how quickly this thing could close out my position. So I closed out the position, I sold 100% of my position, okay? So at that point in time, I only invested about 0.4 SOL. So I'm expecting my SOL, which is the currency that I invested in, to be huge. But afterwards I was looking at it and it was only saying 0.4 or 0.5 SOL. So I must have messaged the guru, sent him my screenshot, actually sent him my wallet address, because remember, crypto is open ledger. Sometimes someone's got your address, they can look on the actual SOL ledger and see what you bought, when you bought it, etc., how much you bought it for, everything. So I gave him all my information. I was like, listen, has that platform, that BonkBot, is that a scam or something? Did I download the wrong one? Like, what's happened? Because these are all the concerns when you're delving into this highly speculative space, okay? And so I was like messaging him, going backwards and forwards, like, what the hell happened? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, no, you bought at this time. And he goes, how much did you put in? And I said, I only used $100. And he goes, look, mate, in that 10, 15 minutes, it wouldn't have gone up to 5,000 quid. It wouldn't have. And I was like, oh, I'm dumb. I was looking at the percent. I was looking at something else, because this Telegram app, it will all become clear when you see it for yourself. It gives you all these statistics straight away on your pair. And I was looking at something else. I wasn't looking at the actual value. All right. I might have been looking at the market cap or something different anyway. Okay. So I was like, okay, I get it, bro. I made a mistake. My bad. All right. So he came round Saturday. All right. Saturday, he came round and me and him was going through some bits and pieces, just trying to, brainstorm on how we can take control of this market, how we can really get involved in here and benefit from it. Now, guys, this is the chart for Book of Memes. All right. Now, I got into Book of Memes here and I accidentally, because of this issue, closed here. So I bought for 0.4 SOL and I closed out for 0.5 SOL by accident, because I thought that I saw it jump to $5,000, but I was really looking at, I think I was looking at the percentage or the market cap or something else, liquidity, something else. But it was early and I just, I closed out. Now, normally I never sell these coins. I let them go to nothing. Like, I've got some positions right now that are going down the drain, because what you find sometimes with these markets, they go down to really, really low, and all of a sudden they catch fire again. So the aim is not to put in too much money that you're too worried about. $70 for me was the end of the world, okay? So I never sell. I just accidentally sold that one, because I was using this new app, and I thought maybe, I thought I made $5,000, and afterwards I thought we went to 10, blah, blah, blah. Guys, we came here. Do you guys want to know how much, if I didn't accidentally sell how much that coin, take some stabs at it, how much money would have been on the table from that $70 I invested? Let's take some stabs. In Thursday, it was Friday, Saturday, he was here Sunday. 3 days.
I'll go with 500.
$500. Who else? Go on. Let's take some more. Let's take some more bids. Bearing in mind, this blue line is my entry.
800.
How much?
800.
$800. Go on, get him warmer. Let's go. I'm just showing you the capacity of speculative investments, and I'm not trying to say that that's all we're going to do, because that's not what we do. But come on, let's keep going. How much? So we was looking at it. Here, look at its height. So this was, what's the date? Today's the 18th. Sunday was the 17th. So he was around these times. He was looking at around here. But either way, go on. What else? We had 800. Let's go. Close. Well, not close, but better. Let's go. And this is the power of trading and how we can make our capital work for us, and why we have to at least understand these markets. $24,000 of my $70.
How much?
I'll say it one more time. $24,000.
Oh,
if I didn't accidentally close this position, and to the point where I was talking to the Lord, like, why did you make me close this position? Yeah. And the joke is this: it was 24,000 at its height, around about here. Around about, we was looking at it around about, this was Sunday, around about 2-4 o'clock. Maybe it would have been about 20K from my $70 investment. If I had just not, because I don't normally close them. I've got positions open now that are down. You know what I mean? That are losses, that are 50% loss, 8%. I never close them. I just leave them to completely just die out, because you never know when they catch fire again. This particular coin, and this is market cap. I've changed the right hand side. Have a look. I'm just gonna give you some information from price this price, just like think about a normal chart where you can see price. I changed this chart to market cap, which is essentially means how much money's in there. Yeah, the potential capacity of the market and how much people have been throwing money in it. And for a meme coin to get to nearly 2 billion in market cap is huge. I was in this coin at this blue line here. Look at that, 14th of March. Maybe that was a Thursday, not a Friday. Let me check. It was Thursday. Yeah, I was in this coin on Thursday when the market cap down here was absolutely nothing. Was literally less than a couple million, which is still huge. And that is still huge. But for it to go to 2 billion means that this was the home run. This was the unicorn. I remember when I spotted it, I messaged him. I got all my messages. I can put them up on the screen. I was like, I like this one, bro. I like this one. They was talking about it on the Twitter, certain things. I liked it. I went in the community, in the Telegram, and I did a little 4 sol. Yeah, 0.4 sol, sorry. Yeah, which is less than is about 70 quid, 80 quid. $70, $80. All right. And this would have been 24,000 at its top. And when I looked at it, still would have been about 20. So even when I looked at it, which I wasn't looking at, we was just coming back in my office, we was going through a few things. If I closed it out then, like not even watching it, it would have been about 20k. Let me tell you something. We started laughing. You know if they say you say either you laugh or you cry, innit? Laughing, crying. He's like, nah, bro. He goes, bruv, he's been there. He's done the same thing. Yeah. And this space, I want you guys to understand it. I'm not trying to say it somewhere whereby too much technical analysis is involved, too much fundamentals is involved. It's not. There are certain things you should look for. There are certain things you should understand if you want to, and you can obviously trade technical analysis based upon the fact of herd mentality of other people understanding, technical analysis. Still want to buy at the bottom, still don't want to buy at the top of any type of range. I'm just letting you know $70 went into over $24,000 in Thursday morning, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. Now you're not going to do that in Forex, yeah, unless something really dramatic happens. However, this space is highly speculative. You are more at the casino here than you are. Well, you're much more in the casino here than you are with Forex. But like I said to you, we are going to have that session. I do want you guys to invite your friends and family, anybody who's interested in understanding about cryptos and how to trade altcoins and meme coins. He's going to talk to you about the difference about last season to this season, all right? And like I said, he's done very, very well out of the crypto space. But this one here was one for me that occupied my headspace for the whole weekend. Because literally, it was a 24 grand weekend if I didn't close it. By accident. It was by accident. I don't even normally close them. I only closed because I thought to my $7 went to 5 grand. And I was like, right, that's good enough. I'm happy with that. Boom, let me close it. Sold my position through Telegram. You sell through a bot through Telegram, and it is very rapid compared to doing it through the Phantom wallet. If you want to see what that Phantom wallet looks like, it's this, a Phantom wallet. And it's just a bit slow. It's a bit slow and it's a bit clumsy, all right? And a lot of people don't use it through that. They use it through this bot, which is called a Bonk bot, or they use it for another bot called Unibots, which are bots that you can actually use through Telegram, that you just paste the wallet address in there, and then you're able to go at it. Now, like I said to you, we would definitely go through the session because I want you to speak to the guru. He's very knowledgeable and he's very down to earth, and he's going to tell you the difference. Like even him, he says he hasn't really taken too many trades this season at the moment because he doesn't like the way these are called shit coins. Okay, people are going to call them meme coins now because it sounds better than shit coins, but they're called shit coins. Yeah, a lot of people are making money from it, just knocking up any type of coins and pumping and dumping. All right, so it comes like you're a hedge fund. And these are speculative investments. 9 of them might pump and dump. 1 might catch fire. Okay? And this, unfortunately, what he said to me is, he said, bro, you was able to pick it. You was able to pick it. Because when I spoke to him about this one, I was very, very definitive about it. I was like, bro, this one looks really good. I'm getting involved in it, ready to take, because I sent everything to him first and foremost. So because you was able to pick it, so you got to say, because if I pick another one, he said to me, he's gonna start listening to me. Because literally this one was $70 to, I say it's high at 24, But when I saw it, it was at least $19,000 to $20,000 in 3 days. The universe didn't want me to have that money for some reason, because it was so random. The fact the way I closed it out in the bathroom first thing in the morning, half asleep, blah 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 blah. It just like, it was a bit off. So universe didn't want me to have that money, but I wish it did. Yeah, let's get back to our US 30. So US 30, all right, this is the range that the market's been trading up within. Okay, it's been trading up within this bigger range. How have I drawn this top end? Well, I've just connected these two and taken into consideration COVID and a data point over here, and I've pulled it out as a parallel line like so. Okay, now this is just any kind of line, because we can see how the markets changed, the angle of incidence changed. Yeah, touching these data points and then pulling out a parallel line which also touched these two data points. What a coinky dink. All right, the market's been traded within this. So the question I'm asking right now, if I was to ask a question, would be, is where we currently are the middle of a range or the top of this, I'm gonna change the color, blue range? This is the question that's in the back of my mind. Is the US 30 in the middle of the yellow range, which is its last impulse, okay? Or is it at the top of that blue range and maybe wants to start coming down? This is where we can start maybe putting in some fundamental issues, some fundamental factors. Does US 30 look like it's going to come down anytime soon in regards to fundamental reasons? Or are we in the middle of this range whereby we might continue pushing up into this space? Now, anything is possible. We know that the one thing we know about the markets is we don't know what they're going to do. If I drop to my daily time frame, have a look. This is the daily. Let me hide my alerts, because you can see I've got some alerts in there. Let me hide my alerts for now. And once again, my computer really, I don't know if it's something to combine between YouTube, Zoom, and TradingView. I don't know. I just start to grind to I think I know what it is. I do think I know what it is. I think it's got to do with this YouTube here. But if I close this, let me see if the recording stops. Let's go for it. No, we're still recording. Good. Yeah, and straight away, I'm much more snappy. All right, cool. So you can see here that I've drawn some trend lines in for this last impulse. Now, why have I drawn this yellow line like so? I'm going to change the color so that we're not, everything's not yellow on the screen. I'm going to change this to white. And the reason why I've drawn it like this, because I want to touch the last low before the highest point. Okay. So actually, I am still a bit jerky. I'm a bit delayed. So this is the highest point so far over here above my crosshairs. All right. And this is the last low before that crosshairs. And since then, we can see the market's doing what? Somebody tell me what they can see the market doing.
Going sideways.
Going sideways. It's consolidating. And it's a coinky dink, because it's doing that consolidation right against the top of one of my Russian doors, which is that question of, is this the top of the range? Or the other question was, are we in the top of this yellow range? But if the answer actually is we're at the top of this blue range, at the moment we're doing a little bit of sideways action right up against that blue range. All right, whereby we haven't broken that high. Let's drop it down to my 4 hour so that we can see better what's going on. Have a look. Can you see how the market's come up here? And it made this high point over here where my crosshairs is going across. And the market hasn't been able to break that level. Now, one thing I do know when the market starts to have equal highs is what happens and what should I be concerned about? Liquidity. The fact that liquidity is building up above that blue line, and the market can choose, even if it wants to come down, the market can first choose to push up above this area, to eat the liquidity. For now, we need to think of liquidity like you're gonna go pick up your provisions. You're gonna get two, protein shake, 2 Lucozade, a bottle of water, get your running shoes on, pick up your weapons, get hydrated, get a massage. It's like you want to go and grab that liquidity first before you make a big journey. Now, sometimes you might not. You might be good with the water that you've got hanging in the bottom of your canister and say, you know what, I'm going to go. But this liquidity is a draw on price. So you see above this blue line here, I'm going to do this. This lets me know that there's buy side liquidity up there. And also this one here lets me know that there's some liquidity down there. Now this is going to dictate the tune for the people that got their funded accounts that have been patient last week. I hope everyone was patient last week. I didn't see there was huge amounts of opportunities last week. If you did manage to take some trades in there, remember we're going to be putting all of our trades into the Discord for the people who have their funded. They would have got a message from me with a Discord link to be able to go in there into a particular channel, all right, which is for us in the United Funded. And we're going to do that. We can have a WhatsApp group as well, but I was thinking, I don't know if there's too many WhatsApp groups. If people would prefer to have a WhatsApp also, let me know and I'll whip one up. I did say I was going to do one, but I thought to myself, maybe it's too many WhatsApp groups for people. All right. So there is a handful of us that are doing our funded challenge and we want to be patient, try and take the best trades. Now, for me right now, what I'd like to see here, ideally, to either see a very quick liquidity grab, and then for the market to start breaking structure bearish. Now, if I see that liquidity grab very, very quick, pushing up into this space and breaking structure, I am going to be very quickly start taking, getting in for a sell. And I'm going to be looking at that 50% mark of that consolidation to see how that market does past that point here, past that 50% level. If it breaks through that 50% level, I'm going to be very keen to see how that market does. Let me get up a little bit so below. Yeah, if it breaks through that level, if I see this happen, have a look. Let me point it out. If I see this happen, I'd like to see some smaller little structure, to be fair. Have a look like this. But I see this happening quite quickly on a smaller time frame. Liquidity being taken, and then I start to see it doing this. If I start to see it doing this, I'm going to take an aggressive entry for the sell from up here on the basis that it's taking liquidity, and then we're trading back down at least towards this 50% level. But ultimately, I want to see what happens when it gets there. If it breaks past this 50% level, and then obviously breaking past this lower end. And when it does break past this lower end, I'm anticipating it to kick back in here. But ultimately, if it's a trade that I can stay in long term, I'm expecting it to then continue doing this. And if I can see this happening and structure being broken here on the higher time frames, the 1 hours, the 4 hours, this may be a good trade and be a start of this trade making a bearish run. Now, depending on how quickly it does that, if we're seeing imbalances opening up or we're seeing anything like that, or there's some particular news coming out, we may see this market kick back up into here, but not ideally break this high. All right. Sometimes we may see a manipulation M and it does break this high and then start doing its run over here, maybe Friday, maybe next week, who knows. But either way, there will be an opportunity. I'm looking at this trade keenly and I've got my alerts either side of the consolidation. So there you go. For my United and Funded family, I'm looking at US 30 closely. I've got alerts either side of the current consolidation, all right, of where this market is between here. And my plan is to see what happens if this market pushes up here very aggressively, okay? Or if this market starts to push down here to break structure. If it pushes down here, break structure, I'm gonna be waiting for a correction and a continuation on a decent time frame. Decent meaning 5 minutes is my bottom end for decent, okay? I'm not gonna be here 1 minute because on a 1 minute time frame, this could be the liquidity grab down here first, all right? Nam. Only to push back up in here, nam, and then to start coming. So I really want to see this market, if it breaks down here first, break and close, clear closure, clear correction, and then clear continuation to come to the conclusion it doesn't care about this liquidity and it's going down here straight away, okay? Or alternative, like I said, if it does it the opposite way, see what it does to have a clear indication, all right? So clear indication here, clear correction, clear continuation on a decent time frame. Now, if there's news and it happens on a quick, very fast time frame, then yes, I must drop my time frame down. But I would advise any traders not to go lower than a 5 minute time frame, especially in a big reversal like this. Okay. Now, if this market comes up here and it does this, indicates by pushing up here, corrects, and then closes up here. The answer to my question of are we in the middle of that bigger range or are we at the top of that blue range might be answered. Maybe we're at the middle of that bigger range and it wants to continue pushing up to wherever the top of that range is that I drew, that yellow Maybe he wants to keep pushing all the way up here into this yellow range, going higher and higher and higher and higher. And this blue line is the middle of that yellow range. I do not know at the moment. And why don't I know? Because this is how I've drawn my trend lines in. See, I've drawn this blue range that the market's been trading. This is our bigger Russian doll that the market has been doing. Well, this impulse, this current impulse has been trading within this range, and we're right up against that bigger Russian doll ceiling. It should respect it. It shouldn't necessarily be trying to find the crack in the armor and push all the way up here. But one thing I know about the markets is I do not know what they are going to do. Yeah, and they may decide that what they actually want to do is push all the way up into this yellow range. I hope not. I see that liquidity grab. I'd prefer to see that structure being broken. I'd prefer to be able to get in here bearishly for the sell. Now, getting in bearishly for the sell could mean that our US dollar gains some strength. And why have I said that? I said that because there is a correlation between the strength of the US dollar and this US 30 stock. Who can explain it quickly in a quick summary of the kind of relationship between the strength of the US dollar and the top 30 US stocks? Who can explain it? Because remember, the best way to learn, to be able to teach, be able to tell somebody else what you think things are, or what you think they're doing. That's the best way to learn. So let's go. Who wants to be the sacrificial lamb and put themselves forward to try and explain?
I don't mind. The US 30 represents the 30 top companies in America, ultimately, representing the economy as well.
Yes.
So the whole idea of the US 30 is to make money and drive the economy.
Okay. Yes, I mean, that's correct, but I want to hear the relationship between that and the strength of the dollar.
Okay, so if the US 30 is doing well, that means the dollar is going to be strong.
Okay. Anybody else got any opinions? Anybody else?
Not no strong ones. Not more deeper than he just said that the two correlate. So I think if the US 30 is up, you said the US dollar's up, or is it the other way around? They're down.
Well, that's what I'm asking. It's down to you.
I remember one time when that NFP thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that went up? I think it was US 30 that went up and USD something went down.
Well, there you go. Look, here we go. I'm going to explain this to you, and I want this explanation to sink in. Let me turn down the music. I want this expectation to absolutely land. This explanation, to land. All right. Do you remember what I was just telling you about the meme coins that I just bought that coin? And I said that if we're thinking that's a chart, I'm going to show you something on this chart, and then this is what's amazing about meme coins. Can you see these things here? Keeps updating. Can you see?
Yeah.
Let me show you something really interesting. This is showing me every single transaction. So you see, like when we're in Forex, we can't see who's buying what. This is showing me every transaction happening in this book of meme market. Somebody put $29,440, $29,440, where's it? It's just there. Dollars. Here's one. Can you see here? I'm trying to highlight, but it's moving. I tell you what, I'll just highlight them. Because you can, let me show you. Oh, that's even a bigger one. Have a look at this. Oh, these things are flying. Let me look at this. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. If I can catch it.
You see 190 bags.
This one's looking mental. Now, this one's looking mental. And I don't know who this is, whether this is some sort of bot with me, but this is all from one wallet. I see it looks mad, right? That's $99,000, $90,000, $99,000. Huge amount of buys have gone into this. Like, this looks like over a million plus. This looks mad. I don't even know what's going on here, to be fair. But I'm showing you. This is look. Now this is crazy. I think this might even be a bot just doing this. But this bot is actually buying in that amount of liquidity. Let me get rid of that and clear this out. The point is this is every single transaction that is going into the markets. Look, someone just put $210 in. Someone just put $10,399 in. And that is referenced as SOL. Can you see that? SOL. 10 SOL is equivalent to $2,000. And that is the equivalent of this amount of BOME. Now, BOME is a new coin. So it's reference. It doesn't really mean too much. That means that your 14 SOL is buying you 328,000 BOME. If BOME went up to being, the same value as a dollar, well, then you can do the math on it. But BOME kind of is arbitrary. It's just this new kind of coin. But you can see the reference between US dollar and the amount of SOL. Now, SOL is a strong alternative coin. Solana, you might have heard of Solana. So you can see right now, look, someone just put in 35 Solana, which is the equivalent of, where's it gone? Here, of $7,000. Okay, now, going back to what I was saying, in the red are people selling. Someone's just sold 3,000, someone just sold 2,000. So when you start seeing big, massive sells in here, you will see this. I'm on the hour, so you can't really see it. But if I drop down to my 15-second, my second chart, if you start seeing big sells from, they call them whales, yeah, then you will see this chart move bearish. You see, so when you have a community like this of coins, they don't want people to be dumping big amounts of coin, because this is getting back to what I was saying. If you see big people dumping, what's your concern if you've got money tied up in this market? Bearing in mind, this is a very speculative market and it pumps and it dumps. This one hasn't dumped, it's gone crazy. And like I said to you, my $70 would have been 24 grand. This one's gone nuts. Normally, this market cap of these meme coins get up to the maximum, I don't know, maybe 500K would be a good one. That got up to a 500K market cap. This one's at this one got up to 1.6 billion. This one was a home run, was a unicorn. Yeah. But I'm saying to you, going back to what we was talking about, our principles like this. When this is cheap, yeah. So when the US dollar is cheap, surely it will be then when you'd want to buy some of the US 30 top companies. When it's cheap, when Apple is cheap. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So when the US dollar becomes weaker and your Japanese yen or your Great British pound, you're going to get more, for your buck buying US products. Do you understand? Say, for example, if the US dollar fell in price and the price of Apple iPhones didn't fall within the same ratio as the strength of the dollar, and your pound is now stronger, that's the time you want to go and buy your Apple Mac from America, because you're getting more dollars for your pound, because the dollar is, and therefore, if you're buying more Apple Macs, Apple stock does, because you're buying more. They're doing more transactions, they're doing more business. So there is a relation that when the US dollar loses strength, the US 30 goes up. And when it gains strength, for example, if they put up interest rates, if the US dollar, they put up the interest rates, meaning that you will get more interest on your US dollar if you was to buy US dollars. If you was to put your money into US dollars, you get more interest in it, making it more attractive, but more expensive because it's going up now. Because everyone's saying, oh yeah, US dollars is great for me to go and buy US dollars right now. Everyone buys US dollars. And what happens to a chart? That the dollar gets more expensive. So if it gets more expensive, are you going to be in a hurry to go and take your pounds and go and buy from external investment, go and buy US goods? No, because you're getting less. Once upon a time, you could get 10 beans with your $1 with your £1. Now you're getting 8 beans. You're gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Like 2 months ago, I could get 11 beans. I don't want to go in there if now everything's US dollar so strong. So that is the relationship. And I want you to cement that in your head, understanding these correlations between things. And it's not like a crazy thing to get your head around, because like I said, if you started buying something, like you went to Lidl, why do you think these companies, they do these offers and these deals? When things are cheap, they're gonna sell out. So it's I can make my t-shirt really, really expensive. It's £1,000 a t-shirt, and maybe I sell two. Or somehow I can get my costs down and I can sell these t-shirts at £2 a pop and sell millions. So I've just made millions, 2 million times by $2. Maybe my cost is $1 for the t-shirt. Yeah. So I've just made £1 million in a weekend because I sold a million of $2 t-shirts and my cost was $1. So I made 2 million gross, take away my cost. So I had net profit of £1 million. I just made £1 million on a Saturday and a Sunday selling $2 t-shirts. Opposed to I'm Balenciaga and I'm selling that same white t-shirt just with a little Balenciaga logo, and I'm selling it for £1,000. There's a couple man out here that want to buy £1,000 t-shirts. There are. But by and large, most people are not going to go out and buy £1,000 white t-shirt because it says Balenciaga top left-hand corner. So maybe they sold 10. And their costs were still low. Yeah, they made big margins. But they only made 20 grand. So you have to understand that in real life, that's why Primark and these kind of companies turn over substantially amounts of money in competition with and beating high-end brands. Because everybody's in Primark, right? They're doing so much business. Their margins might be low, but they're doing so much business. Because everyone can afford that. And they're accessible. They're on every single high street. Every single high street I go to, I don't see a Louis Vuitton. I got to get in my whip, drive to Bond Street, find somewhere to park, or I got to go online. And who wants to go and buy £1,000 t-shirt online after you haven't tried it on, blah, blah, blah. But Primark, it's everywhere. Go get a Primark. And then when you go to Primark, they're like bloody mini cities. They're huge. Because they do volume business. So when things are cheap, you have to think in your head, if the dollar, what is the correlation between the dollar and the thing? Same thing would go with US pairs. If the Great British Pound got really, really strong, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we'd see the FTSE be affected by that because outside investment, like, well, I don't want to invest in it now. It's expensive. People say, I'm going to wait to buy the what? What's the terminology? I'm going to wait to buy the. I'm going to buy the
dip.
I'm going to buy the dip. I'm going to buy Apple when it dips because I still love Apple. I think it's a great company. I think they do great business. They've got great stores. They've got great customer service. They've got great products. They've got a great community. They've got a cult-like following. They're able to be market makers and set the price of their phones. How much is the new Apple phone? It's a joke. So the new Apple phone's like $2 bags. They can set the price because of this. Look, don't get twisted. That Apple phone, and same with Android, Samsung, is no better than some random Android pair from Japan called the Kamoshaki phone. They do the exact same stuff, use the same software, probably the same battery, probably came out of the same factory. But Samsung and Apple are market leaders, market makers, and they can set their own price. Say, I'm going to charge £1,800 for this phone. Yeah. So therefore, they're good brands to invest in because they're so strong of a brand that they don't even care about the Kamokachi phone. That's even better phone, better camera, better storage, better everything that Samsung's got. They know that people want to buy Samsung for the brand. Apple know people want to buy Apple for the brand. They know that they can change their update. They could do a whole little marketing event about the update of just changing the charger from USB, A to C or whatever it may be. And everyone goes, ooh, Apple's got a new charger. They ain't done nothing. They ain't done nothing. What are you talking about? You got a whole massive, head offices with all types of engineers, and the update that you guys could come up with is change the charger port, but nothing else. They don't care because they've got such a cult-like following that they know that man will be happy for that. Man will go and buy the new one anyway. So these are still great brands, but I want to buy the dip. I don't want to buy it when it's high. All right. So it's the same principle, guys. And like I said, this is what's so amazing about cryptos and being able to see transactions on an open ledger. I can see the transactions of someone just put in $5,000, $7,000 into this meme coin, this shit coin. Someone just put in 17,000. Someone just sold 187,000 US dollars worth. Look at these transactions. Going nuts every second. Every second, people are buying and selling, buying and selling. It's the same thing that happens in these markets. But it's somehow we don't wrap our head around what's going on. Every single second, somebody's buying and selling US 30. We just don't see these transactions coming in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, the only problem is like I said, is that these meme coins are not as established and there's less regulation around these coins. So even though we can see these transactions coming in, there is always this bit of a concern, but there are things you can do to minimize that concern. I'm not going to go into right now. We'll save that for our event. All right, to minimize these concerns, but it's always a concern. These are less big because a lot of these coins are not built upon utility. Now, what I mean by utility is, I mean, they don't necessarily do anything. Now, Solana, which I've been using as a great coin, has got utility. You know, it's a base coin of an ecosystem that everybody uses. Yeah, even the bot that I'm using, the Bonk bot, is actually a coin, but a lot of people are using it, so it's actually got a use behind it. Some of these are just a website, a Twitter, and Instagram. And somebody's telling us that I'm going to make JSON coin, and that's why you find with these coins they trend. The call of them, the names of them, go with trending themes. So this is called Book of Memes, meaning that we're in this meme culture right now. Everything's memes. All right. But if something happened in the world, you're going to be able to find Putin coin. You're going to be able to find, dog with hat. Yeah. And God forbid one of these coins do well. For example, Book of Memes, since Thursday, which I got in, which I would have turned my $700 into 24 grand, which is still stinging. Yeah. Went crazy. 2 billion market cap straight away. All the scammers, all the guys who want to knock up a coin, they start calling it Book of Head, Book of Toes, you start seeing enough of them coming out because they're trying to just keep that wave because they understand that there's a lot of people that just invest in this from a kind of speculative, kind of gambly perspective. Let me just put my money there and see what happens. So you see them come out in waves. So if I go to the DEX screener, which is showing some of the coins, if I go to new pairs, you can see all the new pairs that are coming in and have a look. If I actually do this, the age, and flip it to like this, look, one just came out 7 minutes ago. Swift Soul. Yeah. Hooker Soul. Yeah. Look at this. This is called the OFUCK Soul. Because people are just whipping up these coins on the basis that there is now an industry, a market for shit coins, but it is very speculative. If you don't know what you're doing, you will get something called rugged. Rugged means someone pulled the rug from beneath your feet. Rug pull, they call it. Meaning that you're in this here, watching it, and it's going up, and it's going up. All of a sudden, it just goes zoop, down to zero. Because the devs can pull the rug, because they can hold a large amounts of the coin. And if they dump their coin, they're going to move the markets. Just like if I could come into US 30 with enough money, trillions and trillions and trillions, I don't know how much it takes to move the market considerably. I'm sure we could be able to Google it. How much does it take to move the market 1%? Let's even Google it. How much money? Or let me ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT. All right. Let's ask them. All right. Let's ask Chat. Let me close this. Let's go her. How much USD does it take to move the US 30 1% in any direction? Please give me an approximate USD amount.
What is this, an AI?
It's AI, man. I'm talking to AI.
Oh shit.
As of my last update, the total market capitalization was in the trillions of dollars, typically ranging around 10 trillion or more. To move the index by 1%, you would need a movement of roughly 100 billion or more. All right. So if I wanted to move the US 30 market, in one day, a percent or so in a direction. It's saying roughly I need to drop at least 100 billion or more. And hopefully people ain't going against me to counteract that. So I got to drop big money to move the market because I become a whale. Remember, this is supply and demand. If I go in and I go crazy, I dump in 100 billion, then I'm going to move the market. The same thing happens on these meme coins, but it's not that big of a market. So when a guy comes in there and he dumps 200 grand's worth, if the market's a lot smaller than being the 10 trillion that they're saying US 30 is, they can single-handedly move the market. So if somebody holds too many coins from its inception, that is a red flag. I don't want one person to have 90% of the coins. Because then that one person's coin goes up here and those 90% of the coins is worth 2 million to that person. What are they going to do? Does anybody know what they're going to do?
Dump that.
They're going to dump that, yo. They're going to dump that and bag 2 million quid. And if they bag, they hold 90% of the coins. This chart is going to do that. Zoop. It's going to go to hell. It's going to be rugged. All right. So there are things you can look out for. There's tools you can use to see who owns what coin, etc. Because remember, you can see every single wallet address. All right. Especially if you start going to places called like SoulScan. So the scanner for this is SoulScan, but Binance have their own one, which shows you the actual ledger, the actual directory of all the transactions happening. But I can actually grab somebody's wallet here and I can look in their wallet and see how much dough they've got. So that person that was doing 99,000 and all that kind of, I can actually go to their wallet address, look into their wallet and see how much different coins that they have in there. I don't know who they are. They are anonymous. I don't know who they are. There's no name to it. There's no location to it. But I can see in that wallet and go, whoa, that wallet has 10,000 Sol in it. Or how many Bitcoin in it. To know that whoever owns that wallet, P. Yeah. And that is what an open ledger and transactions being on the blockchain mean. They mean that you have this added level of transparency similarly with the anonymity. Now you can understand why. Here we go. I'm getting off the subject today, but it is what it is. And I'm going to finish up soon anyway. The exchanges and why look at how everything's linked. How politics and taxation and the taxman wants to get hold and have a relationship with your Coinbases, your crypto.coms, all of these exchanges. Because without being able to get some sort of authority legally that they're allowed to look at, to know what's happening through these exchanges, crypto is peer to peer. You know, who's on the call? Corinne can send me, how you doing, Corinne? Long time, can send me 100 million US dollars or USDT, yeah, which is the crypto version of US dollars. It tracks the US dollar directly to me, and nobody knows. It didn't go through no third party. All right, if she trusted me, that's what she'd do. She said, oh, maybe she bought something, or she's my mom, she's my family member, she wants to send me that amount of money. But you see, when you've got a Barclays knows. So if I want to send you something, Jivan, I'm going to send it to Barclays, and then Barclays send it to you. I'm not sending it to you directly. They're the middle party. Now, if the government has links our wallet address to a name, I now know that account that we looked at that had 90,000, 900,000, I know that that's Sister Abana. So I'm now scratching my head because I'm like, Sister Abana, I'm looking at her wallet address, has 4.2 million, and this is how much tax she's paid. So where's all the tax money, bro? And where's all this money come from? We want to know, we want to tax it, we want our cut. That's what's going on at the moment. That's why the crypto industry is all this regulation you're hearing, this again shut down, and Americans are saying that, these are securities. So blah, blah, blah. It's about them being able to get their cut. They don't want no 22-year-olds or no man sitting in his house making 24,000 quid off of $70. What if I put in $1,000? What if I put in $1,000 worth of Sol on that Thursday? I would have made $250,000 by Sunday.
Burning. I know you're burning, fam.
Say that again.
I said, I know you're burning.
Burning, bro. I'm burning, bro. I'm burning. I'm definitely burning. It's a lot of things that 20 grand could have paid for. Yeah. I'm saying to you that they want in. They want to know. They want to know what's going on. So I'm saying to you right now, if I knew people's wallet addresses and who it's linked to, straight away, sir, man, might start getting a little knock on the door, because you can tell the taxman, I've only earned X, but what he doesn't know is you actually trade cryptos and you actually earn 100 times that, 1,000 times that. That's what's happening at the moment. That's why they want to be able to tax cryptos. And there's good reason why there should be regulation. There should be some regulation, because look at right now, all of these coins that are coming out here, probably 90% of these coins here are nonsense. And they're not 90%, maybe less than that, but are going to be rugs. There's a lot of people making money, scamming people, just creating these coins, knowing that it's going to be a rug. They're going to pull the rug out. It's going to get to a certain amount of money, and they're going to just pull the train. Like I said, there are things that people can do, just like there are things that we can do to analyze the markets, but majority of people are not out here analyzing these things properly. They're just in here gambling, hoping for the best. And the majority of these people are losing their monies. This here is number 2 coin at the moment for liquidity, for market cap, for volume. Here, 972.3 million in the fully diluted valuation. And I was in here early, man. It's burning me. I swear it's burning me. Yeah. Now, are all the coins going to be up here? No. Because look at the new coins. If I go to new pairs, they are coming up every second, every minute. Here's the age of the coin. Look, one just came out 16 minutes ago. That was the one I said. Swift, 70 minutes ago, Swift coin. This one came out 23 minutes ago, 33 minutes ago. They are coming out like crazy. And when they come out, the chart straight away, look at the percentage returns in 24 hours, in 6 hours, in 1 hour. This is saying that it's all the same, all of these are the same, because it's only been out for 33 minutes. So it hasn't even got to 1 hour yet. But in that 1 hour, there's been 122% change in that market. But there's only been
What's that K mean? Bro, what's that K mean? Is that 122,000%?
1,000%. Because but remember, it starts off at a fraction of one. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the point is that, and that's what might get people excited, but you possibly couldn't get in here when it was at a fraction. Let's click on this one. But this is actually tell this is Ether. I'm gonna look for a Sol coin. So let's look at this one there. The Ether coin is a bit different. Let's look at this one here, for example. It's just come out 18 minutes ago. Look at the chart. It's going to just be going straight up into space. Wait for it. So that's on a 1 minute. But if I was looking at it like this, look. That's what it did upon launch. But it's easy to do that when you've only got there's only this amount of transactions, 2,410 transactions. Quite a lot. This one actually looks all right. Looks interesting. There's other things you have to look at, yeah? But the point is that that's like from inception. That's like you're taking a company public from inception. So therefore, it's going from a value of nothing to get into this value here is thousands of percent change. Okay, now the likelihood you're going to get in here is impossible unless you know the developer. How are you going to get in here? You're not going to be able to get in down there. You don't know. You didn't know that this transaction was going to come out until you see it land on this thing. And when it lands on this thing, it could be 2 minutes. Look, this is the 15-second chart. In 15, 30 seconds, 1 minute, or 45, 1 minute, we already moved from 0 up to here. So how would you be able to get in here early? Very, very difficult. By the time you do the research you have to do on it, this is already running. Now there is, like I said to you, you can still use some technical analysis. You can still do certain degrees of research. We're not going to go into it right now, especially at the end of the session. But just understand that your base and your foundation of understanding market structure, price action, not buying at the top, as well as just having awareness of the market is going to assist you if you ever do choose to get involved. But I'm letting you know, what I've just been speaking to you about, a lot of Forex traders will turn up their nose at it and say, I would never trade shitcoins because it's gambling. And there is a degree of gamble to trading shitcoins. They're not built upon anything. They're just built upon man sat in his bedroom and decided to make a coin called Jason coin. But that doesn't deny the market factors that still allow you to be able to make money, which is people are buying and selling it. And from time people buy and sell it, there's money to be made because they're putting their money somewhere. Like I've already showed you every single this track here. You can see the transactions. These are right now. This coin here. Now look, this is the other thing you have to be concerned with. So this is $105 someone just bought. That $105 equates to 454,000 Swift coins. Because Swift coins is an arbitrary thing. It's just something, it's just come out there. It depends on how much liquidity they put in and how they value their coin from the inception. But the reference that it has there is US dollar and SOL. So you can see here, this is half of a SOL, which is about 70, 80 quid. Where is it? Where's that 0.51? See? Oh, it's actually SOL's gone up now. Sorry. SOL, the actual value of SOL has gone up now. So one SOL is $200 now. One SOL on Thursday was $70. So Solana is doing very well as well. It's going up in value. So that person put half of a SOL in, which is the equivalent of 102 over here. It keeps moving. Let me just grab the person, if I can do, without it moving. Oops. Grab the wrong guy. I grabbed the wrong person. But either way, one SOL, he put in one SOL, but it's showing you the equivalent of SOL to US dollars. So this is showing, these are real transactions. Now, some of them are transactions that are being executed by bots. All right, because the developer, I'm just giving you some source, which you're going to get the full source from the guru. The developer wants this market, this new coin, to have transactions. You don't have a party with nobody coming in. So what they do is they create bots. Imagine this is a club. Here's my analogy. We're going to finish off like this. Imagine this is a club. You want your club to look like it's popping, right? So you know what you do if you're clever? You get all of your people, 100 of your people, your boys and your girls, to come to the club and queue up. And they're coming in the club like that. And everyone's watching them come in the club. But for a start, they're not paying. Well, they are paying, but you're giving them back their money. So they're buying to get in, then they're selling to get out, and then they go and they join the back of the queue again. Then they buy to get in, sell to go out. Now, for people that are watching your club, what does it look like to them? If people are standing across the street looking at this club, like, right, there's a rave over there, Jay's got a rave over there, what does it look like to them?
It's going off.
It looks like it's getting off. So that's the place to be. Mad people in the queue. People are going in, the queue's not even dying down, it's getting mad. Obviously, maybe they're not clocking. I just see Jason, he's wearing the same orange jacket. I've seen him already. Because there's so many people, how are you going to clock that? Unless you sit here and you clock. Wait a minute, I've seen this end of this is the last, how many digits? 6 digits of somebody's wallet. I said, right, I've seen this wallet just before. Or you filter somebody out and see how many transactions that they've done. And if they're doing the similar transactions in and out, in and out, in and out, it might give you an indication it's a bot wallet. But the point is to the naked eye, when you lot was sitting there and you're looking at all these transactions coming in, you're just thinking, bro, this thing's active. Look, someone just put in equivalent of $43 worth of Swift, which is 200,000 Swift, which has another equivalent in SOL. And you're looking at it popping. Yeah. So I'm saying all of these things are things you have to take into consideration. And there is a science to it. All right. But it's still highly speculative, meaning very risky. Yeah. If you've only got $100 to your name, I don't think you should be out here putting $100 into meme coins. Yeah. I know you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but you might get the home run. But there's a new coin happening every second. And only a handful of them are going to be home runs. Okay. Like the one that I accidentally sold out of. Yeah. Guys, good morning. God bless. All right. So in the US 30, I've told you guys, I've got my indicators either side of this consolidation. I want to see what this market's doing. It's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Ultimately, this is in an area right now that should be making a lower low again, but I don't want to necessarily be selling into a wall, bottom of the range, because just as easy as it does that, remember it's Monday today, funny market, funny price action. It could come down here, it could decide to come all the way back up into here. Remember, we're concerned about the liquidity anyway. Nam, grab that liquidity. Who knows, Tuesday or maybe today or Wednesday, then it could decide to start coming down here and doing something. We do not know. But what I do know is I don't really want to sell at the bottom of this consolidation range. Yeah. And I also don't necessarily want to, get in too early until we do something outside of this consolidation. Yeah, all right. Also, I can see some imbalance. I can see some reasons why the market might want to kick back up in here. Have a look at all of this. All of this up here is imbalance on a larger time frame. If you can't see it, let me show it to you. If I go to my 1 hour. So, there's reasons why this market, so I might just hit the button right now because I'm just so eager. I couldn't wait. I wanted to sell right now because I thought it's at the top of this blue range. And the market decides to come all the way back up in here because it's Monday, close this imbalance, and then come all the way down here. Maybe grab this liquidity, then maybe go over here, grab this liquidity, and maybe then go do anything. So we have to trade with these rules based upon, probability, statistics. We don't want to buy the bottom of the range. Currently, the range is sideways. So I don't want to sell, at the bottom of this range. I don't mind selling when it indicates, corrects, continues, because that means it's doing something else. I don't mind buying at the top of this range if it breaks through the range first, indicates, corrects, and continues. I don't really want to do anything in the middle of the range because that's equilibrium, where look, the market came up here before, look, to the middle of the range and then went down here. The market came up here before to the middle of the range and then went down here. The middle of the range is iffy. I want to be selling from the top of the range or buying from the bottom of the range or waiting to see what it does if it's going to indicate, correct, continue, and break out. Now, if I see it come down here and start breaking market structure bullishly, one could choose to get into a buy, not to sell at the bottom of the range on the basis you're going to get back to the top of the range. That's you trading consolidation. And there's some traders that trade consolidation. But ultimately, we prefer to be trading in a trending market. That's doing not consolidation. It's bullish or bearish. Guys, good morning. God bless. I want you to have an absolutely fantastic day. It's Monday. I know I went on about the meme coins. You can investigate, do some research if you want. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some videos, education in regards to meme this morning. If somebody wants to just get a little bit more insight into it. I know it does sound interesting. I wish I was telling you guys, I personally wish I was telling you guys that I did 24K off of the meme this weekend. All right. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be. All right, is what it is. Like I said, cry or don't cry. Yeah, or do both. Laugh or cry. Yeah, do both. However, like I said, I don't want to blur your energy because, like I said, there are many forex traders that would never get involved in memes because it's very speculative. There's a lot less skill involved. I believe that there are definitely things you can look for, all right? But there's a lot less skill involved in memes and more speculation, all right? But what I would do is I will try and find a video. I'm going to play one of them. I've never watched it before. Someone talking about how to trade 100x meme coins on Solana. Full strategy 2 months ago. Cool. I'm going to play it and we'll see what it's saying, see if it's got anything great to say. And I'm going to wish you guys a good morning, all right? But just know, you're in the financial markets, all right? Everything that we do every single morning is about you being in the financial. And that means your tool and your material is money. Whether that be meme coins, stocks, options, cryptos, futures, your tool and your material is money. We're here to make money. When things go well, we make money. When things don't go well, we lose money. Okay? So therefore, you have to be in it to win it. And it's a great place to be for you guys being able to at least understand these markets, understand the relationships between news and what's happening in the world with markets, being able to trade from a technical perspective consistently using the strategy that I teach, which is about confirmations, market structure, and price action. But I think it's also necessary that you at least understand these other markets, understand what options is, understand what futures are, understand what cryptos are, understand what altcoins are, so that you can make a decision of what you want to do. Because the bottom line is, if it makes money, it makes sense. If you turn around and say, Jay, I don't really trade Forex anymore, I trade options, I'm going to say, fantastic. Still based upon the same stuff, but you've made a decision for your reason. Or Jay, I really like the crypto stuff because for me, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. If it makes money, it makes sense. All right. But you don't want to be gambling ever. You want to have a set of rules that you stick to. Okay. And you want to make sure you understand that profits are not profits until you close a position till they're actually realized. Okay. So even if I was in that trade, which and it went all the way up to 24,000, I didn't make 24,000. When I looked at it, it was about 20K. I would have 150% closed my position at that point in time, and I would have made the 20K. But until I close that position, it could go down to 0 and I made nothing. But guys, good morning. God bless. I'm going to stop. For the guys who are at home, like, subscribe, who guys are watching on YouTube. Today we just was talking about some different pieces. My story about me being in a coin called the Book of Memes over the week and getting in very early. I was in on Thursday morning.